vehicle to carry those cameras up, and they latched on to Kelly Johnson, who headed up the skunk works at Lockheed Aircraft. He was an aeronautical engineering genius, was behind the P-38 Lightning, early World War II. Eventually did the SR-71 Blackbird, the fastest plane in the world, and many other innovative military aircraft. So he came up with the U-2, which was essentially a jet-powered sailplane. It could fly at 70,000 feet. The Russians didn't have any plane that could fly that high. They thought they were safe, and it worked for a while, but somehow the Russians got onto them. I don't know whether it was a contrail that gave it away or what, but they had a missile that shot it down. It must have had pretty good accuracy. Probably heat-seeking missile.
When the missile exploded, it wasn't actually a direct hit. It was a near. That's all it took.
Did he land, or did he have to bail out?
No, he fell with the wreckage and bailed.
He bailed out.
Yeah.
He must have had oxygen and earmuffs and everything. But I thought it would be interesting. I saw this advertised a couple of months ago, and I asked Irwin if he could get it. It's put out by Phase 3, a company I haven't heard much about. Irwin wasn't too much interested in it, so I ordered it direct from Harvey People. Don't feel bad, Irwin. You hit me up for a couple of servos, 2 cans of paint, and 6 feet of wire.
So tell me I actually told you?
Right?
So you test it, let me know how it is, and I'll see if I want to carry it.
Phase 3 kits is in 3 different versions. The full, ready-to-fly version, complete, is $240. The next version, without the radio, with an Airtronics 2.4 gigahertz receiver, is $200. And then there's the cheapskate version, which is what I bought. And what you get for $120 is 6 pieces of foam. And but you do get a very powerful brushless motor with a ducted fan. 6 pieces of white foam. The other versions are painted, but the cheap version isn't. And they have, you get 2 fuselage halves, 2 wing halves, and the 2 tail feathers. There is one small piece that's a cover for the ducted fan once you get it installed. But it's a little challenging to put together. It's like so many of the other Asian products I've seen in the past. They claim no glue is necessary to put it together. And what they have a 1/4 inch wide, 2-sided tape. It's on that runs all around the fuselage and back, and the tail feathers. Everything is, you peel off the covering paper on the 2-sided tape and stick it together. Gee, I didn't want to rely on that coming apart in midair. So I wanted to glue it together. We posed a dilemma: what glue to use, because the box said EPS foam, strong EPS foam, which in my experience means expanded polystyrene, which you can't use a regular CA on. You either have to use foam-safe CA or epoxy. The full-page ad that I saw later said it was EPP foam, which is expanded polypropylene. And on expanded polypropylene, you can't use foam-safe CA or epoxy. It's not reliable. You use regular CA. So I called them up. I asked them which was it. They had 2 conflicting statements. I said they were conduct some experiments. They got back to me.
They call Kelly Johnson?
They got back to me, but the answer was very confusing. So I conducted my own experiment. Convinced myself that it was expanded polypropylene, and I used regular C8 throughout. It did okay. I thought since U-2 is supposed to fly high, I ought to put an altimeter on it. And the cockpit canopy came screwed on. I eventually changed that to small magnets. And I mounted the altimeter on the roof of the canopy. And the altimeter has an LED that's used for reading it. When you plug it in and hook the battery up, the LED blinks about every 2 seconds all the time it's flying, and then when it lands, you just hook up the LED and read it to it, and in 2 seconds it'll tell you how high it is.
Hey, Don,
Yes.
whose altimeter is it? Eagle Tree?
Pardon?
Eagle Tree?
No, how high?
How high? Okay.
Yeah, winged shadow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've had them on other planes, and they work pretty good. And that's about it. I thought I'd show you the ducted fan.
What did you paint it with, Don, to keep the weight down?
And painted it. 2 cans of paint.
Latex.
It's a little spray. Little spray. I guess the original one was black, but that looked too somber to me. This is the Blue Angels blue is what it is. So I thought I'd bring the, I don't know, maybe you want to shut the door. I don't know how much noise it's going to make.
One interesting note while Don is hooking it up is that back in the 50s, it was the mid-50s, Mall Airplane News published 3 views of the U-2 that were classified, and they got a visit from the government.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a legend story around the place.
The wing has 3 carbon rods in it, all installed in that right form, and they plug into 3 tubes in the fuselage. And when I put it together, I was a little disappointed in the fact that the wing
when it
grew.
flies it.
I'd rather see a positive dihedral. But there's nothing you could do to change those carbon rods in there without screwing them all up.
Just fly it inverted, Don.
But then I thought about it, I said, well, maybe that was intended, because once it gets flying, and the wings support the fuselage, it kind of develops its own dihedral. And the real U-2 was like that. If you ever saw videos of it taking off, they had poles sticking down from the wingtips with little wheels on them, so that they wouldn't droop on the ground when it was taken off.